that's okay with us, and that also can't be like super counterpicked.
Dazzle is still in the pool, which is a bit of a surprise if you are looking into range hero, but seems like
I think they really had to deal with the illusion factor. Like if they pick a Visage or something there and PL comes out, I feel like that's just GG.
That's true. I mean, Shaker does deal with illusions, and I think it fits their draft pretty good. I'm just a little bit worried about the lane. I think Shaker is not a great lane, but it can work.
Templar Assassin as the overall last pick.
Will that go mid or will it be carry?
Carry Templar Assassin. Kiritych plays it.
So that matchup is really, it's going to be great in lane, right? The Shaker doesn't want to play against us, but Morph is pretty happy in this matchup later on in the game because he does have such high armor. So they're really going to play the Temple here. I guess they realize that the Doom will take care of the Morph, right? Just get farmed on the TA, and then you can just snowball the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's good against Tusk, it's good against Chen, Invoker, and Shaker. The only issue for the TA is the Morphling, but I mean, if TA wins its lane and snowballs a little bit, then you have that Shard to think about. That TA Shard is really good at killing Morphling early on. They might be able to make some plays off of that. So it's not the worst pick. I see why they went for it.
I also like that they put a Spirit Breaker 5 with the TA, and then Pugna 4 with Doom. So they have ranged melee in both of the lanes. So their lanes are way stronger than Entity's lanes, in my opinion. So it will depend. If they can build big enough lead in the early game, I think they got this game.
Yeah, and putting the Doom on position 3 in this game means that they want to get that early level 6 on it. They want to take that Morphling threat out of the game as soon as possible. So they want to give him farm priority, XP priority, and potentially get a rotation coming through that Twin Gate and running down that Morphling the second Doom gets level 6.
Yeah, we did mention that Entity, that they have really good draft that can keep fighting all the time. With Templar Assassin as the last pick, this is going to give them some tempo because the 4 heroes that they picked, very limited in terms of tower damage, except Pugna, but also you need to be able to take Roche.
Well, let's see who takes Roche and let's see who takes game 1. Before we head to the game, though, we're first going to check in with Coach Metrim with Tsunami.
Thank you very much. I am joined by Metrum for the second time today. What you been up to for the last 5 hours?
Just watching Bad Boom games against Talon. Yeah, just chilling, waiting. Yeah, of course, usually you want your next game to start as fast as possible, but it's still fine. It's still fine.
You said you were watching that Bad Boom game, but did you see their Spirit Breaker? It looked pretty good, and yet you picked Tusk first over the Spirit Breaker. What's up with that?
But look, now they had to move their Spirit Breaker to not core roll, so we'll see if the Spirit Breaker gonna have the same impact that Pure had.
Okay, the equation might have changed, and maybe the environment around here changed. I know it's Sunday night here in North America, but guys, it's the last series of the Road to the International. You ready? Let's get it started.
It's already started. It's that first blood. Fishman's managed to be able to take down FNG there. But they actually get the trade kill and return. Kataomi dies in response to sayuw. Is able to find him. So 1-1 already on the board here as we get ourselves into this game. Is able to find him. So 1-1 already on the board here as we get ourselves into this game 1. What should be an exciting best of 3 really. Fogged down in the lower bracket. Entity versus Pro. And some exciting things to talk about in terms of picks. The way things have ended up from Virtus Pro, this last pick TA. What did it sort of say to you in terms of what they're going to be going for with timings?
They're looking for lane dominance, right? They're looking for really early aggression versus a bit of a greedy draft in a way that can be coming out from Entity. And the lane matchup in particular, right? He sees the Shaker, so he's looking for that best hero that can be able to do with it. Yes, he will have to have concerns versus the Morphling as game progresses, because the Morph, that matchup with high armor, being able to turn into TA, get the refraction and stuff like that could be problematic, but can definitely see why that he would like to have this pick. They want to have this early tempo base with their draft, so looking forward to see what we're going to get.
In terms of tempo, seeing here again on the replay, of course, Virtus Pro, they went straight in for some action. It does, of course, bite them as Fishman on Entity. The one to get the first blood here in that first bit of fight.
Now let's see how these do end up going down. You know, I'm wondering to see how this Earthshaker bottom. I think this is probably the one that I'm looking at the most in the laning phase to struggle. How he's going to end up doing. What Kataomi and him are going to be able to do with creep manipulation and stuff like that. Because seeing him starting with Fissure, you already know really want to play straight up in the lane versus this Templar Assassin.
No, absolutely not. Doesn't want to be in a situation where he's trading, as Kiritych is going to be more than happy to set up, especially with a few good hits from the meld setup.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see also like the way that VP kind of styled this to deal with this morphing. I think it was Lacoste who had mentioned it. Something that Morph doesn't like to play against is this anti kind of healing, these mana burns and stuff like that, which is gonna come out, right? Pango's gonna get the Diffu. They're gonna have the Doom always, which is gonna dress versus the Morphling and versus the Chen in some ways. So some interesting adaptations coming out here that not a lot of teams have been doing.
Overall, what sort of your impressions been from both of these teams with their performances so far in this run at the Road to the International?
I mean, unexpected, I think, would be the word for me. I think Entity has definitely shown a lot of promise throughout the year, but VP, I don't think anybody really came in being like, VP going to be making it like top 8 and stuff like that. Just kind of coming out of nowhere here. They look good. They honestly do.
Absolutely, and certainly impressing, and we'll see if they can continue to impress in this series with their own bit of play. As you said, carry TA, not something that a lot of teams are playing right now. It's patch, so very much their own style.
But you can, the pick though overall can definitely see why it can look so good. The lane just looks absolutely incredible, and it's going to give them that extra bit of Roche, right? Pango minus armor, they're going to have TA. They have extra forms of objective taking with that Pugna who can take towers in the early game. So, yeah, looking for early tempo on the side of the... And I'm also happy to see more Chen, right? Like we saw one Chen yesterday.
I mean,
it dominated, right? The game was just completely over pretty much 10 minutes in.
I mean, that was the 20-minute victory, right? That was Chen involved in.
Yep. I don't think that'll be the case this time around by any means for Entity. I think they have a much later kind of style that they're going for, but happy to see the hero either way.
Well, they're going to try and get aggressive onto Gabby. It'll be fine. See, just not too easy really for Entity to trade with the two of them. If FNG gets in with the setup, it's going to easily allow Kiritych to get some of these big, hard, heavy hits in off the back of a meld.
Yeah, this is going to be, it's going to be slow recovery for Gabby for sure, but they're at least pulling the lane back constantly with these fissures and stuff like that, so at least he's getting something down here with this double melee versus a strong lane that VP's gone for.
FNG holding back two of them quite nicely.
He knows his power.
Given all the space in the world for Kiritych to free farm in the same safe lane.
Watson, on the other hand, not having the free this time by any means. He's playing versus a pretty aggressive lane. This Pugna, this Doom, we've seen how much damage they're able to do. I mean, BetBoom was kind of the team that brought this one the most this year. They were the ones who were just running this Doom Pugna constantly. So VP taking a page out of the book. And yeah, it's definitely slowing down Watson here, especially because he has a Chen. You know, this hero does take a little bit of time to ramp up inside that laning phase to be able to protect these core heroes, and especially depending on what creep you get. Stormstormer, though, in the mid lane, having an excellent time so far here versus Squad X. We saw him struggle a little bit in the early game last time around up on that Invoker, but this time, in this matchup, he's doing great.
Absolutely in his element. Pretty much his best hero over the years.
Yep, and that's what you want to do when you're at TI, right? Get these players as comfortable as possible, have that late game scaling, and it's a hero that it's going to be a great enabler for this Morphling too, right? They have a lot of buff up, tag team alacrity, etc. too, so...
Sure. And as we heard, I think, earlier in the day from Stormstormer, yeah, why don't you just turn up and pull off cool plays?
Exactly.
There's not really a cooler hero to pull off cool plays on than Invoker.
Bulldoze, the shield crash and stuff, so Tornado overall is going to be very effective throughout this game.
The one still at the moment, both teams not quite finding the action across the board, but some slight bit of an edge for the CS overall for Entity.
Which is a big deal, honestly. I'm astonished how well Gabby's been able to just get free last hits down. He's at 20 CS already on this Earthshaker. And we're already seeing a movement coming out also. Kataomi's looking to get active. He sees the Shaker's getting a lane, so he's looking to actually perhaps get a kill up top to set up Watson for success.
Could be difficult with the wave as close as it is to Virtus.pro's tower.
Yeah, and now we're seeing FNG. He sees that there's no one down bottom, and TI's not really under pressure at all, too. He's making a little bit of moves around himself.
I mean, yeah, anytime it's left in that Kiritych versus Gabby situation, yeah, Kiritych, he wants to be on his own, right? He wants to be soaking up the solo XP. He doesn't need any help.
No, absolutely. And then if he's able to get like the early level 6, then when he can just push Gabby out by himself, too. So a cool decision here coming out from VP to match that. Tomi's movement not connecting just yet, but he's still lingering up top, waiting. An opportunity. You can see his skill build. He's 0-0-1 right now, level 3 on the Tusk. He's just trying to find an opportunity, but not quite able to just yet.
He's actually going to go back down towards the bottom with Fishman as well.
The old school combo, the snowball of the creeps, perhaps could be coming into play.
Don't find anything top on this side of the map. It's not necessarily going to be any easier. Virtus.pro holding the creep wave right by the tier 1.
The tough gank to get successful. They're having to time it pretty perfectly with this refraction, so see if they can get the angle. Does not look easy whatsoever.
Diving in this tower does not feel good
No. And they also now know Pango is missing from mid lane, so there's a chance also that if he does make a rotation down, even not level 6, be a bit scary. I mean, Fishman's still waiting. They're looking for a move.
Kiritych got the melt set up. He's just going to have the backup of FNG charging across over towards Gabby. Gabby turns with the Fisher. Got the Ghost as well and hitting in onto Kiritych, slowing him down.
Sunstrike.
They're bringing it low. See if they can quite finish him off. Another melt, but they see him. The sentry's prepared. Gabby slaps him down. They can maybe turn for FNG as well. As Gabby and chase him down. There's no escape for FNG. Double kill for Gabby as Fishman's patience pays off.
What a play. I mean, the Ghost, look at that slow that comes in. He was ready with the sentry.
Absolutely.
Perfectly done.
It's sort of similar stuff, right, that we saw in the Celery game on the chat, right?
Yes.
The Ghost early game, early landing stage. It's pretty brutal.
And that's a big deal because they did draft themselves in a way for lanes on the side of VP. And right now the lanes definitely looking in favor of the side of Entity with these small little moves. Gabby now set up for success to get 6 perhaps before that TA even.
Yeah, I mean, those 2 kills are huge. It's going to put him well on the way towards the Blink. Halfway already on the goal for the Blink Dagger. Those 2 kills. Yeah, top of the board on net worth.
Yeah, and I love that we see, I mean, it's, or as you said, you know, most comfortable here on the Invoker. He's got his 3 points wax, gets that one little value point for the export. All these things do matter. A little extra damage onto that TA.
Virtus Pro looks like they're going to shift their attention up towards the top. We see if they themselves can set up for something. FNG and sayuw ready to back up notice. They're going to try and lead in over towards the Tusks. Got any further control? Kataomi, he might even actually be able to turn. He turns,
bash.
but he gets caught by a bash. So Virtus Pro able to make something happen out of their own movement. As though just a support kill.
No snowball for you. Tried to hold it as long as he could, but that bash does get him. 2 to 3.
I mean, that was the top lane. When you look at the other sort of areas of the map, is there anywhere else the Virtus Pro can make easy plays? I mean, Stormstormer.
Mid for sure. They have a 6 on Pango.
TP backup is going to be coming in, but it's a lot of stun, a lot of bash, a lot of control. And Stormstormer, he cannot walk away from that one. Getting punished there. Stepping up a little too far, getting a bit too cocky.
Yeah, definitely too far, especially because Spiritbreaker just went missing from top, right? Yeah, versus Squad X. It's now level 6. Should be able to set himself up also for a rune. No spawn top, though. But a charge coming in. Kataomi, anytime to snowball, he will.
This time around, he'll be able to play it over towards the mid, but Squadix is there waiting for him. Dive forward, swashbuckle in. Kataomi tries to push them back with his shards. They'll still take him down. sayuw there with the double damage right click, finishes off the job. Another kill to be found by Virtus Pro around the mid.
He done. Looking to play around that mid hero instead of playing around their Doom and TA right now. It looks to be a bit of a better answer. Arcane Boots finished up. Very nice versus that Crosswex Invoker. Gabby's timing, though, for his blink is the one thing I'm looking at.
It's going to be strong.
It's insane how fast it is with the lane that he was put up against, right? He's in a double melee lane versus a Spiritbreaker TA, and he is going to have it. It's going to be probably one of the most farmed heroes in the game, so this could cause some big repercussions in this. I mean, it's going to be 10 minutes and he hasn't finished, so don't think they'll expect that coming from the side of VP.
Once that's there, where do you think Gabby and Entity as a whole are going to be looking for that first big hit? Are you trying to set up and back up to get the jump on Kiritych bottom, or would you look somewhere else for the easier kill?
That's a good question. Could maybe be mid, honestly. If they want to go for the more priority tower, then he can just get a catch, because it's not going to be expected, the fact that he's going to be able to get it. But we'll have to see where they want to make that move. Right now, they're actually dragging Stormstormer toward bottom, so maybe it is going to be for that TA.
All right, yeah, Stormstormer and Kataomi on the way down towards the bottom.
It's a tough one to get, though. With the positioning that he's going to be very deep, far away for the Earthshaker to catch up. So
they're going to have a pretty good read of what camp he's on with, how far away from the, how long he's been away from that bottom wave, bottom lane.
Tough for just the 2 of them to go for him. If they have the 3rd, and then perhaps Fishman, then they'd have the way to be able to break that refraction quickly and actually go for it, but not going to be the case. They'll just settle for tower pressure.
That should be a tower that Virtus Pro will let fall.
Yep.
I'd imagine they'll put too many resources in trying to hold this.
And I imagine Gabby, I imagine this, I think he's going to hide himself.
He's not going to
show it, right?
Show it. No, he's holding on
going
to cover.
the trap actually saw the
That's true, and they set the trap over the... So they were looking.
They were looking, so...
they probably know that Blink Dagger's there waiting for Gabby, so unlikely to catch Virtus Pro by surprise, despite the fast timing.
10 minutes, honestly. That is, with Arcane Boots and Abrasive, that is absurdly fast. Level 8, too. It's not like he's low level. It's not like he's just level 6. He's very high level as well. See what connection he's going to be able to find with it. Because so far, though, even though those lanes for Entity looking good, the gold right now for the side of VP, it did trickle to that 2K for a quick second there. Getting some good efficiency.
Quite have a smoke on them. I think Kataomi's getting one shipped out towards the bottom lane, so we'll have to wait if they want to make a smoke play around this Gabby Blink Dagger. And Kiritych You know, he's feeling confident when he's able to sort of sit mid and farm this wave. Doesn't feel that there's anything that they can throw at him right now that's going to threaten him as a TA.
I mean, they're just farming the map completely right now. Pugna's stacking, or getting some ancient stacks at the ready. FNG also was kind of just sitting, waiting for an opportunity, maybe breaking smokes. They're just playing the farm game. Started to get queued up, of course, noticed. We'll be able to build up that one. Squadix.
He's actually going to find Gabby. To tease around with him down bottom. Gabby's able to make his way out of this one. Could be a bit tricky. Squadix, he's got a rev up here for the Rolling Thunder, but yeah, the blink, Gabby should be fine. He has got further back up, and indeed Squadix doesn't want to keep chasing.
Might get turned on here. Smoke from Kataomi that you mentioned from before. Gabby looking to make a hit. They always have the Sunstrike as well too, so a bit of burst to support. It's a good target.
An easy jump straight away onto the two of them with the slam.
Very
and he'll take down sayuw. FNG's going to try and escape this, but the shards from Kataomi trap him in. I mean, they kind of walked into that one. They knew that there was a shaker with a blink around. I guess they didn't quite expect him to be waiting up by the twin gate, but he was. That was one of the easiest slams Gabby would have done.
It is the two supports, though. So that's probably the one thing that they're taking from it. They're probably like, okay, Echo Slam's on cooldown. You cores, you guys are safe, but catching the two supports, well worth it. Well worth it for Gabby.
Easy jump for him. Looks like he's going straight into the Lincoln Sphere.
Okay, I mean, they're looking for Doom solutions very early on, I guess. Gonna be that very farmy mid-game that we've been getting very used to at this tournament. Even this Chen is going to be hitting some creeps with Solar Crest for some time. All the Midas, they're getting queued up. How many total are we going to have in this one? Probably a lot. Probably at least like 2 or 3, I guess.
I mean, for VP in these sort of positions where, as you say, they've obviously got the Doom, the TA that wants to be hitting creeps. When you look at their supports with the Pango and what they're up against, is it easy for those 3 heroes to make aggressive moves, trying to get in onto Entity's half of the map?
I would say so. It's just because they have like this, they have the Pango, they have a lot of early aggressive heroes that can get involved too, and TA is an early mid-game hero, so I think Midas is fine.
Now they'll go and look to try and take down Fishman. Offensive Snowball comes into play, and they do have TP backup coming in. Squadix tries to get the connection onto Fishman, does find it. They'll knock back Kataomi with the ult, but Kataomi is able to pop the stick and walk this one off. FNG's caught under the tower. FNG goes down. A failed attempt there from VP around the mid that gets immediately punished by Entity with the TPs.
5 heroes rotating from Entity. They're looking to make these plays happen. They've got Gabby with this Blink Dagger, so I think he's going to look to be incredibly active on this Earthshaker, get that space opened up for the Morphling to have that success. Look for VP. They're probably still going to look to play fast, even though they are going for like this new Midas like that. Kiritych is having an amazing game.
And he's actually going to maybe get involved. The smoke is popped. No, okay. He's going to take it off and start hitting the Ancients. He's not interested in making these sort of moves. But notice he is. You know, they want to get some usage done with that ultimate on the Doom.
I'm wondering if Kiritych does opt to go for the early shard that we usually see these TAs. Since he's playing versus the Morphling and stuff, it does feel like it has some value. Right now he has the blink.
Stormstormer. He's not. Ooh, that was a very quick Ghost Walk response there from Stormstormer. He walks it off. Meanwhile, other side of the map, Gabby, he's able to find sayuw. In the return, though, he will fall. Kiritych able to turn with the help of Squadix to take him down. Stormstormer keeps his distance, gets the ice wall down, so we'll manage to walk away. 1 for 1.
Kiritych will take that all day. It's an Echo Slam to kill this Pug, and he comes in and gets a big cleanup kill. So
I mean, that was insane reactions as well, because he didn't have vision on the high ground up top either, did he, Stormstormer?
I don't believe so. It's just like absolutely instant.
Very quick reactions. And without that, he would have been dead for sure if they caught him with the Doom.
Always moments for VP if they do find any early kills right now. With this Deso finished up, they can easily go for these Roches early on. FNG, he's pretty dead.
Free kill for Watson.
Bit of a suicide right there. Gets punished.
Notice the same position. It's more VP. They really want to keep looking for the action. I think sort of the third smoke in the last 2-3 minutes, or even less than that. They're just go. Hasn't been complete success really with the last few plays. See if they're any luckier this time around. Squadix to sayuw, looking to get deep into Entity's half of the map.
They have great ways.
Fishman's not really a kill that they want to settle for, though.
No, but they mean a kill's a kill at this point, right? If they can get a good ward down, he'll die so fast too to the Pangolier. So as soon as Fishman does show himself for a quick second.
Yeah, they'll go for him. DPs are going to be coming in, but there's going to be no saving the Chen.
Takes a little longer than I expected to actually bring him down.
Stormstormer comes in with the TP, but doesn't want to reveal his hand, knows that there's no save.
Mid lane.
Man in that sort of situation.
Tomi.
He's going to head out with the TP. It's a lot of damage for Kiritych, but not quite enough.
Almost. As TI being incredibly active. The movements around.
And incredibly
The blink is done. Yep.
Kiritych continuing to stay well ahead of anyone else in this game right now, especially on the CS difference. He's on 190, second closest on the side of Entity, 126 on Watson. Kiritych farming up an absolute monster.
I really like how Squadic's playing. Like, we're seeing how fast he's making moves. He's looking to make plays constantly, and Jesus, yeah. I guess he saw notice for that quick second. He already had it pre-invoked, I guess. But yeah, I love the way this Pango, he's not playing it, you know, greedy by any means.
He is
farming, but he's running around constantly to make space.
Yeah, and you know, with the pace of the farm, both, you know, the Doom and TA are able to pick up at this stage of the game, I noticed in Kiritych, it's kind of okay to be this more sacrificial call, right, as the Pango that's just looking for action.
Yeah.
You don't need to be sitting back hitting creeps. The TA and the Doom, they've got that covered.
And it looks like they were kind of expecting this to be the moment where VP maybe was looking for that Roshan. They sent a scan top, because that Deso, the Deso plus the Pango, it's always going to be a constant threat. If they're off the map, that Rosh could die very, very quick, so keeping tabs of it.
Hoping that someone turns up in this mid lane.
Not FNG, but they might be able to just settle with him.
Yeah, should need to use the slam for this one. They get the setup into the Sunstrike. It's a clean kill. FNG goes down.
Tomi.
He's going to be able to get the jump in over towards Kataomi. A couple of bashes back there with the Rolling Thunder. Comes in with the third one. He'll have to finish with the swashbuckle. Squadic's able to find the trade.
Very nice play there, too. The swashbuckle at the end to distance himself. Perhaps Gabby might be able to get a catch if he doesn't do that. Top now. Kiritych is showing himself. They're surrounding him.
Fishman trying with the setup. TP's going to coming in here on the side of EP to try and back Kiritych up in this attempt that Entity making on towards them. They go forward with a wave. Fisher. Gabby with the block off puts a stop to Kiritych's escape.
Great quick move. He had vision of him there for a quick second. They punish him. Gabby's still having Echo. They're actually the ones poised around this Roshan right now. They have the Solar Crest in the chest, so maybe they can look for it themselves.
And I think, you know, this is quite the hit against VP, right? They've got this TA lineup, but a TA Kiritych that's as farmed as he is. He would have loved to have the chance to walk in a Rosh at some sort of sneaky point of the game. He's not going to get it here on this first Rosh. Entity, they step into the pit. And VP,
smart.
They're not in any sort of shape or form to head over here with their TA dead.
The dream situation, honestly. Catching the TA and you're up top as well, too. You're right next to the Rosh. Absolutely ideal there for Entity. Watson, comfortable spot now with his Aegis. Yeah, that was huge. And Gabby still has Echo, too. So, in fact, the Pango ult was used mid. They knew that this Rosh was going to be completely free. Big hit from Entity. Oh, that gold, of course, with the greedy lineup of VP with that Doom, is still slightly favored them. Entity. Big space on the map for this Morphling, because they're looking for these later stages of the game with this Morphling.
Yeah, I'd imagine so, right? Even though they have this Aegis, this is probably going to be a
bit more
back
of a
and farm Aegis.
Yeah, I mean, Gabby will probably make some moves happen and stuff like that with the Invoker Sunstrikes, but they don't have to. They're probably feeling a little bit more relaxed about being able to go for some type of scale. It's more first TA matchup.
Yeah, sure. I think if anything, the most important thing for Entity is just going to be that the team outside of the Morph has those TPs ready to react to any sort of move that VP make if they do somehow manage to get themselves all the way over to Entity's deepest parts of the map and find Watson on his Morphling.
And I mean, the Aegis just gives him so much blanket of, even if he does get caught somehow or anything like that from a Doom or something, which is very unlikely. Now he's got the extra to be able to just come back up. Killing him twice is very unlikely at this point. FNG top shows himself. Gabby looking for another setup.
See how much he wants to drop for this.
Doesn't want to
drop this. Watson turn into the Spirit Breaker to charge forward to see if he can finish this off himself.
Going Gabby. He's got another fissure.
Benji, he's going to be heading out with the TP across tree line, so he'll make it out of there.
Quick move,
bottom.
though. Gabby's already TPing down bottom.
I mean, they're looking to set up onto the Doom. Notice getting jumped here by Kataomi and Stormstormer. He'll drop down the Doom onto Kataomi. Should be able to chase him down with the Scorch.
They got a charge on Stormstormer too. He'll be okay. I was checking his TP time. I was like, wait, is this a long TP? Be able to get himself away.
They're trying to quickly move, maybe from what?
Whoa.
He's going to be able to get
Gabby.
Gabby's.
Wait, whoa.
Back, jump forward here for Kiritych. The damage is done. Squadic's finishes off the kill as they take out Gabby.
Hey, that was a bit of a fortunate one. He just continued the charge. He's like, hello.
Yeah, very easily able to turn his attention over towards Gabby and take him down incredibly quickly.
2 big kills, up to 4K, the farm.
Kiritych halfway on the goal towards his BKBs, picked up the hammer.
And he bought the shard. Did go for it, so I love to see it. Whenever you're playing versus Morph, I mean, pretty much versus anything, it's very, very good, but versus these heroes to rely on, you know, some type of save of Morph.
It's a nice
super good.
Little bit of an ancient stack there as well.
Ooh, gets them all.
pretty much holding on to the top of that network for the entirety of this game so far. Kiritych, still a huge issue for Entity that they will have to inevitably address. This TA, as was picked in the draft towards the end, it's a good TA game. And
It sure is.
He's definitely got the setup to pop off. He's going to start setting up here for that Tormentor.
Always the power of the TA as well too, right? They don't really have the same option to do that on the side of Entity. They have to do it as a team more than anything. As FNG, he'll be the one who gets it. Not really the most useful one this game, unfortunately for them, but either way.
Levels are just insane on this TA as well. At level,
He is
level 18.
huge.
What was it? The closest at the moment is what, level 14 outside of that. Pretty
Any
much, perfect move. Just get caught there twice.
Yep.
But honestly, those two deaths, they've not slowed him down at all.
Nope. And he, of course, gets blessed with Orb Destruction, as we always see for these TAs too. So, Entity looking to try to make a move.
He's going to get hit by the scan.
Instantly.
And VP know what's up. Unlikely that Entity finds... Actually, trying to get something aggressive done with that last minute and a half of the Aegis. VP, they're not letting it happen.
Oh, I mean, Entity were saying, like, they want game, but VP is like, we're cool with late game too. I mean, we're getting so much farm on the map. This Doom, absolutely massive as well. He's got the BKB finished after his Octarine Midas, so definitely able to fight. He just 70 seconds left. VP content with they're just farming the map, 9 to 10. Not looking for the fight versus it. Pugna, sayuw to be able to get himself away here.
Gabby will find him.
Doesn't look like it.
It sticks around a little longer than necessary. Tries to get some of the neutral camps. He pays for it. Notice still friendly tip towards him.
He's like, you've tanked a couple ganks, my friend. Thank you. That's 3 of them.
It's definitely been the case. I mean, you look at the deaths indeed on the side of VP. What, 6 of them have been
all
FNG,
the supports.
3 of them have been yeah. They're tanked and all that. It continues to be a completely clean game from both Squadix and Notice. The Doom and Pango yet to fall.
I should have pointed this out sooner too. FNG, did you see the build? He's got stats. Why go Bulldoze when you verse Morphling if he's gonna steal your Bulldoze? Yeah. So pretty clever
That's pretty
stuff.
Big brain stuff.
This is cool. We'll see how much it ends up at, because honestly, the reason you do pick this Morph a lot of times is you're just invulnerable in these fights with that Bulldoze, so cool. Maybe he'll notice it very quickly when he turns into him at some point on this Morph, and then probably just gonna turn to the TA throughout all the game, but an interesting adaptation.
I mean, they really want to find some kills here. Entity once again making moves with Watson. Once again, VP.
They're one step ahead.
They're reading them incredibly well. They're avoiding these plays and maybe even being able to set up for some themselves, as they'll also pop the smoke.
I love this Bulldoze thing. I mean, this could be like game-winning, these type of little things, these little like dodging abilities and stuff. Very, very cool. VP all gathered around top. Fishman might walk into a world of...
This is a pretty scary part of the map.
Deleted.
As they'll take him out, they will be able to continue this push onto the tier 2.
And they pushed real fast.
I mean, very much feels like all these, the timing, it's really coming together for VP's squad.
As long as they're going to have a forum to be able to break these Lincolns and stuff like that, they're going to potentially be able to get these Doom and just erase Watson right now. I've been looking at Noticed whole game. He's carrying Purge. He's got the way to break the Lincolns at all moments to be able to get those Dooms off. So once he's got the Blink Dagger, could even see Watson perhaps running into some issues. I mean, right now Watson, flawless game for him so far, but one little slip up.
They are able to find the trade down bottom with a tier 2 push. Definitely a question of how well or how hard it is going to be for Entity to try and take these fights head on when VP do find them. A lot of it's going to be down to the jumps and see if Gabby is able to find those big slams.
Is he going to be able to find like this Pango in particular, whose Squadix is going to be an issue. He's very, very farmed on this Pangolier as well too. I mean, we're talking about the Doom and the T, how big they are, but Squadix, he's got his Aghanims. So he's already going to be a big nuisance for this Morphling if he survives in these fights. And he's on Shiva, so heal reduction, etc. He's going to just look to counter this Morphling out. That's their jobs, right? The TA's job is kill everybody else. The Doom, this Pango, their job is to make sure that Watson just does nothing in the...
Kiritych, of course, BKB done. And starting to work on towards that data list. These items just continue to fly out for the TA this game.
The items and the levels, my goodness. This has to be one of the highest XPM that we have.
I think so,
25 minutes, he's nearly like, 21 and change.
I mean, this is the kind of stuff that you want to see from the last pick hero, right?
Yes, exactly.
You normally expect a hero to be drafted in that position that's going to be having an explosive game, and so far it's definitely been the case here for Kiritych's TA.
Because the hero does so many different things too, because besides just like farming incredibly fast, you also give so much information when you get ahead with these traps that you're able to place behind certain points. You really just dominate the map. Together as a unit.
You just trying to take as much as they can from the space that they're sort of being allowed to play in.
I mean, they bought the gem for, so I didn't see when, I think a couple minutes ago or a few moments ago, they bought it for him so they can try to at least control these traps, this pressure that's coming out from VP. So they're just getting it. Really free farming around the map.
And once again, they're moving around, looking for action. This time is the full 5.
They might be able to find something here.
He's got to open him with the fish up. If SquadX is able to get out of this one, he's been glimmered. He's able to get out with the blink.
Fine.
They didn't have any further follow-up despite having the full team there, Fog.
All 5, and it's
That's
just
gotta
2
feel
heroes and he
kinda
gets
bad.
away. Oh yeah. Fisher puts him on the opposite side there.
You don't get anything with this entity, and as I say, this is
They're all setting up right now,
a lot of moments of inefficiency with how many of them are standing by one another's side.
Oh, look at VP. They're setting up. Tomi under vision.
VP is happy to fight this. They're not going to be ready for this.
Big connection.
They get the rolling thunder opening onto the 2 of them immediately. Notice goes over towards Fishman. The snowball will come into play to try and provide some
Watson.
charges there. They're Doom the Morphling. Notice as SquadX heads straight towards Watson, surrounding, and Kiritych is in with the BKB and the right click to
It's cleanup time.
To bring down the Tusk. Done for it with the blink. 5 Fishman as well. Charge forward from FNG. Sets up for them to clean up a 3rd kill. As Roshan, it's there as well, ready for them. I mean, VP. Absolutely ready for that, and just sort of moments of awkwardness there. Entity, they spent the last couple of minutes really moving along that top half of the map, but the 5 of them, they find nothing, and they almost lose everything.
Gabby can't even get a spell off. Can't even get his Echo Slam. Look at this. They have the charge for vision, and look at Notice. I mean, he's patient. Watson actually does a good job, I believe, Manta dodging, confusing Notice for a second there for the Doom, but he gets the target anyway. He gets it on him, and you see the gate. Look who's coming in. Kiritych porting in for bottom, shows up at the absolute perfect time to just clean up.
Yeah, and what was it, sort of the trap vision as well, giving them that information when they're entering into the high ground. So much being done here by VP, and yeah, Kiritych with this TA having everything covered. And in the farm as well. I mean, going for Silver Edge, it's done. So next item finished up already for Carry TA. And just each and every moment passing the difference, it just grows massively between him and Watson. Watson really struggling to keep up this game on the Morphling.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, like SquadX overall, like feeling that impact from the mid laners right now. Stormstormer, yes, we've had a couple of Sunstrikes here and there and stuff like that, but you couldn't ask for a better initiation. That was literally the best Pango initiation that we've seen in some time. It just connects on all 3 heroes instantly. Devastates the fight. FNG will get picked off, I believe. Cataclysm. Was that Cataclysm and an Echo Slam?
I think it was the 2 of them being dropped for that one.
I mean, it's a 5 Spirit Breaker with 0 points in Bulldogs. I mean, I love this.
I mean, Entity, you can only imagine that they're going to have to want to just avoid everything now, especially with the Aegis being in the hands of Kiritych. Trying to look for kills earlier. Now they've just got to sit back and hope that VP don't find them.
Yeah, they have layers of complications now in these team fights just because, like, honestly, SquadX is such a problem, but Kiritych is just a problem, and they have, the Doom is always going to get these free initiations if this Pango is able to get these type of jumps, so.
I mean, if he gets another fight under his belt, I mean, this is going to be one of the quicker level 25s we're potentially going to be seeing here, right? Again, just so far ahead, level 23 at 29 minutes on the carry.
And he does actually opt to go for the full Silver Edge, too, so I mean, this is good item this game too. Playing to that Earth Shaker, just break him, rocket, dropping each other's stuns. It's just big damage too. SquadX again.
Thinking about going for Fishman.
He is going in.
And he'll go for it. I mean, I don't know if they're going to try and fight back on this. Stormstormer will step up, lays down the EMP. Fishman, he will survive that initial attempt.
He's tanky.
And then being able to turn, they look over towards the Spirit Breaker, and they'll get him with the kickback.
Sunstrike.
Watch this.
Decrypt.
Thinking about going in onto Stormstormer. To T, if they've got any more places to play here in this team fight. I mean, Stormstormer, he'll back off with the Ghost Sword. To find a kill and not lose anything themselves, considering the overall situation, Entity will take that.
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, Fishman, I don't think they expect this tanky, but this Chen's got 26 armor. He's pretty damn beefy with all this magic resist too, so.
Yeah, I mean, they had definite hesitations on going on him, and so we've seen the outcome from that. We're very much warranted. Not as easy of a kill as they expect on that one, VP, as they don't get it.
Still setting themselves up to finish off this tower. Gabby waiting for an opportunity. Can't quite go for it versus this Aegis, but just trying to stall out that tower push. Buy time for Watson. Kiritych again. Seeming to know exactly where he is. Oh my goodness.
Doesn't have anything to instantly catch him though.
No basher or anything.
Shiva's guard very close to being done.
Yep, pretty much done. Hey, it's pretty big, right? That heal reduction versus Chen is always going to be nice, and even more just overwhelming control in the fights. So we saw how the way he connected on everybody with shield crash, throw Shiva's into more and more problems, perhaps, for Watson, who has been pretty quiet this game. He's literally just been sitting on the sidelines trying to get his farm online. 1-1-3. He's got the Scotty now finished. An excellent item, of course, when you're playing versus TA, if he's not getting full controlled, if he's not getting full focus from these dooms, but you imagine that's just going to be what VP's looking for every time. They're going to focus this attention onto the Morph at this point.
And if you're VP, do you think they'll try and set up and make something happen with this last minute of the Aegis?
Yeah, I think they can continue looking to even go for probably this bottom tower and maybe even sneak away this Tormentor. Right now playing a little bit patient though, sticking around each other. They've been doing this a lot, like playing as 5. Kind of both teams have been.
Going for the tweak game.
Okay, they want to fight.
I mean, things went pretty well for them last time. They came up to this area of the map. That's the Cataclysm.
They still have a ward. Oh my god, they actually still have the ward on the high ground up here. Tons of info. Not common you see that ward stay this long. I mean, I say less long, it's in like a minute, but there's a gem, of course, on the side of the city, so.
See, we'll be able to avoid them completely, though. Lincoln's done on Stormstormer.
And down bottom as well. Gabby making sure he can keep that wave shoved out. 30 seconds.
Even without it, VP definitely can look for action.
Entity will get to at least claim their Tormentor, so that won't get denied away from them. Quickly bring that one down. Kataomi gets it. And you're mentioning that 25 TA. That's pretty much going to be it after he hits up the Ancients and grabs the Wisdom Rune. One of the earlier 25s, I imagine. Oh, just shy of it, but...
Be able to get Mentor as well. That's the Aegis.
Good timing.
I'm an entity.
A little bit of a clap. Squad X will get it. There it is. So 25 refraction charges. More problems to deal with for Entity.
Killing that a couple of times early on. So that Kiritych is pretty touchable.
He's got a lot of bruisers, right? He's got a lot of people in front of him. So he's got, like, now that the fight, like these team fights are kind of kicking off, he has free reign to pick and choose how he starts, because there's a Spirit Breaker charging through, Pango jumping in, Doom jumping at the same time, so.
And they can group up and go. They've got the Ags on Doom.
They're feeling ready.
This next team fight is going to be definitely one of the tough ones that Entity would have had, but Entity, they're going to look to try and get the jump themselves.
They have vision down here. The traps are on top of them.
Kataomi, jump forward, but very quickly getting brought down. Gabby will try and come in with the
Notice he's alive.
Not enough damage to bring them out. Kiritych in perfect position to turn over towards Watson. Watson has to waveform away. They have to back off Kiritych. She's attempting to chase. Gets a couple of hits in on the Watson, pops the BKB. Hurricane Pipe forward aggressively to try and close the gap on towards Gabby. Ice Wall's down. Big hits coming in with the Silver Squad X.
Can they get out?
Finish off Gabby. They've got the vision for the knockback. FNG in with the ultimate. They take out a second.
The creeps.
They want to maybe look for more. Charge forward from FNG. They're going under the tier 2 tower now. In return, Watson tries to charge forward, but Kiritych has already been able to do the damage to take Fishman down.
Watson
now being focused. Turns him
alone.
But he's against the board. He's completely surrounded. The ice wall's down. Stormstormer holds them back with the tornado. Watson building up the HP. Turns with another blast. Blow back the Pangolier. Will give enough space at least for Watson to retreat, but still the casualties are had. Entity, they lose 3, they only get to 1.
They tried their best to retreat. I mean, could have gone worse. Great spell connection there from Stormstormer at the end, but whew. Watson just kind of has to spend his time running, and I saw him right there. He morphs into the Spirit Breaker, and he's like, wait a minute, there's no bulldoze. What's going on? So definitely going to see him perhaps look for those different targets. And now even the Spirit has a Lincolns of his own, so now he does have some bulldoze points that he's going to be putting in as well. So now he has some protection for it.
16 to 14, close on the kills, but a 13k lead for VP as they've just been able to get that much more out of the map this 35 minutes.
It's difficult, right? Gabby, he needs to get a super explosive jump to just delete a hero at the start, but it's just not the case. If you don't delete that Doom or delete Pango at the start of the fight, it's gonna be difficult for Entity to have a chance in it.
VP, they can hold back for the next rush. Yep. We'll see it come up pretty shortly. 3 minutes. 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 3 minutes KB at least done here for Watson.
Already positioned totally around top, though. Now a full basher as well to another thing to deal with, of course, from this Pango. See how long that Roche is. 5 seconds.
I mean, Entity. They'll know that VP is going to be holding off around this position.
Quick spawn. 2 seconds.
I mean, surely they will have FNG is going to have a bit of a clear over towards Fishman. No one else quite ready to back him up. I mean, if you're Entity, are you trying to take this rush fight?
It's not going to be an easy one, but you might have to. But you have to get some type of information. They have that one ward on the left side here that's giving them some, but they have to get some type of big jump. It's really going to be up to Gabby.
It's up to Gabby. It is. They need a huge slap.
Yep.
Hasn't happened quite yet. You've got, obviously got this very good timing on the Blink Dagger, but it's very difficult to find the players with the way that VP's been just moving around them.
Let's see if they can get that wraparound. This prime opportunity.
Smoke on smoke.
FNG's in a position to break it, though. Now moving a little bit more north.
They're going to start on the Roche. They'll take it out pretty quickly, of course, if they want to full commit. But
FNG broke it right away. He got Kataomi.
And now it's so much harder for Entity to find this sort of surprise move.
FNG scouting.
He's giving them all the information in the world here.
They do not want to start on him too much. They want to find Squad X or this Doom.
Stormstormer's leading into Squad X. He's got the running jump.
Doom's in.
Yeah, we do straight away on top of Stormstormer. It's a whole world of pain.
He's
and Stormstormer's out of action. 75-second dead.
And Watson
available for him. They turn over to Baltimore. They're in on top of him with the air Doom. He's able to keep a bit of distance, but it's not enough. The bashes are coming in. The damage has been done. Kiritych with the double. 3 dead again on Entity. They just cannot fight this pro right now.
Big brain FNG knows exactly the angle they're coming by toward. Breaks one of the smoke people, and then he knows, go on me, please. He wants them to initiate on him as this 5 Spirit Breaker just lets the rest of his team get all their spells off. A Roche now to drop VP, and they just seem way prepared this game.
I mean, the play has been pretty fantastic across the board here from VP in this match.
Oh, yeah.
Doing everything in their power to just make sure that Entity, they can't really do a whole lot at all. It's been a whole lot of nothing really from Entity in the second half of this game so far. VP just multiple steps ahead.
I mean, honestly, Squad X is just an this TA is having such good farm and everything like that, but Squad X is just doing so much as this Pango. He's getting the perfect control. He's not getting jumped. 0 deaths on him so far. Remarkable game for him.
I'll see how much they can get done now with this round of Aegis. I mean, still having the 2 cheeses amongst them and a refresher shard on Noticed.
Oh, I love it. Love the build that he's going for on Kiritych too. Anti-morphling build if he does commit for the Revenant Brooch. Super good versus those high armors. I like the Arcane Blink too. Just he knows how much freedom he has in these fights if he can just get on a target. Stormstormer.
He's out just in time, and just in time.
There's another trap.
Kiritych. The silence and the slow. I mean, look as well. The cooldown on the Doom, it was pretty much 1 second until it was back up, and at that point, I just might have been able to get that Lincoln's off him and follow up with the AoE Doom. Way push round. So final tier 2 standing out for Entity.
I really like how he did just up to go for this, like, I feel like we have been seeing people kind of stray a little bit away from it, but he's playing versus this Morph, he's playing versus this Chen and everything. It's incredible how much he's able to do, just preventing heals and just controlling these heroes as well, too. A lot of these games when I've been watching the Dooms, I'm a bit underwhelmed of what he's been able to do, but notice this game quite a lot. Tower, another one to fall.
You're going to have to settle for the high ground defense, Entity. Probably only going to have the one shot holding a moment. 3 heroes lacking the gold required for buyback, so they won't have a lot of lives to throw in on the defense. And again, against sort of the sustain and the back of the fact that they have an Aegis and 2 cheeses on VP, it's just so much that Entity has to fight through to push VP.
And sayuw continue to slow push this as well too. They can kind of stay down here and just keep these lanes shut. And FNG, I mean, it's a 5 Spirit Breaker, but he has the farm of like a 3 Spirit Breaker, so he can deal with these lanes with the split push constantly and then rejoin his team in seconds. Tower's dropping. These constant blasts.
I've got to make some sort of move, some sort of play.
It's difficult to even go for the Pugna. I mean, sayuw is also incredibly farmed. Aeon Disc, Glimmer, multiple different forms of save. And I love that I'm seeing more and more people take a Static Cap. I love this item when you're versus like a big wombo combo jumping hero like an Earthshaker.
Just completely stuck in the base Entity.
Yep. And FNG, he just goes and deals with the top wave in seconds, and his team is still just clustered. They know that he can be there in no time to join them.
Kiritych, as soon as Stormstormer shows himself, they're dropping the meatball. Kiritych is on the hunt for him, laying down out to the side of the lane.
And he's got the ult for the Revenant approach if he wants to go for it fully after this Aegis disappears. Did he?
Starting to... He's out of the base slowly.
So difficult, Mout.
Nothing to be found. VP, they've not been leaving themselves in positions to get jumped this game.
It's just they're always, it seems like they always have like these three in particular together, right? Squad X noticed and it feels like they always have these little bailouts for each other with these 4 stabs and stuff like that, or just the jump in from this Pangolier. Keeping the map completely controlled. Spirit Breaker chant. He gets him. Kataomi does have Aghanim's, right? So, I mean, that's kind of what it feels like it's going to be down to the case. Either Gabby getting this explosive echo or a kick back, but they'll find Stormstormer outside.
They will. It's inevitable. At the end of the day, someone's going to die outside of the base. And unfortunately for Entity, it's their mid. Stormstormer out for 70 seconds. Does have buyback. We'll see if VP's able to force that out of him.
I mean, Glyph is on cooldown. You imagine they're very likely going to force. Even though Aegis is going down in 40 seconds, they've got all 3 lanes shoved in.
Ready to push now. All waves being shoved in against Entity.
That's it.
Eyes on Watson. Timing for the Doom. Still 50 seconds until there's backup for notice.
He does have a refresher shard, so
He
could
does.
just at any moment if he sees an opportunity to go for that jump, of course. Tower.
Taking the tier 3s here, Kiritych.
30 seconds, Stormstormer.
Gonna try and look for the jump.
Oh,
Let's
wrong
go.
way.
Kick back. Gonna leave him pretty deep here with his own snowball. Kataomi, he's out.
I don't think that's the way he meant to kick him.
Squadix, he'll roll forward. Stormstormer ended up buying back there despite only having not too many seconds left until he would have been back in.
Gabby considering going for the jump, but there's still, he's got the full refraction
So
aboard.
tough. He's
He
gonna
gets the
try it.
refraction
They're
on him.
gonna they're going to cataclysm out, but it's not enough damage. Kiritych able to put the BKB. Notices it with the AoE Doom, but he does get focused and taken down.
Kiritych.
And they find Kiritych. Outside of the base, they're forcing him back. But Gabby,
great fissure.
Another fissure to catch him. They've got the stun follow. The heals are coming out, but the silence is there. Kiritych, even turning the focus over towards FNG. Kiritych actually able to get the blink up to the high ground. But
Can they finish him? Another refraction.
They're trying their best here. Say she's got anything else to... Oh, Kiritych out, the blink's
Oh
back
my
up.
god, this arcane blink.
I mean, he's out of there. They'll settle for sayuw, but it's going to be enough to get Kiritych the space required to escape completely.
What defensive, I mean, beautiful plays from sayuw to bail him out. But then honestly, arcane blink, the frequency of these blinks, he melds, dispels the stop off of him. That was a cool jump there from Gabby. I was actually looking at what he was trying to do. So the refraction, the absorptions were literally ending, but Kiritych actually got the refraction up as the echo jump comes off. So I think that's actually what saves him, besides all the, of course, saved from his allies.
I mean, and all things considered, it is a defense rate.
It's a hold.
They push them back.
Yeah.
Push VP back. They'll be able to keep their melee racks alive on that bottom lane, so...
And it definitely started a little awkward. I don't believe Tobi intended to kick him in that direction, so...
Entity. Maybe see if they can find something more with this. Gabby. He is got the opening. The echo's back up. He's going to be able to open with the initial setup.
Do they
But
need the refraction?
It's not going to be quite there. Not quite there at all.
And now Watson.
Turns with the opening stun over towards Watson.
Big damage.
Damage flying in. Watson puts the BKB, turns towards Kiritych. He's now going to be on the retreat. Wave forward, wave, tries for the TP out. Then
Bash.
the bash though. Squadix is in, puts the stop to the TP out. That's Watson out for 90 seconds. He's 700 gold short of the buyback. Noticed in on top of Kataomi. They may have buyback on the tusk, but yeah, 80 seconds, no morphling available.
I look at the damage too. That's the Revenant Butch release right there. I mean, the BKB came out right afterwards, but the first 2 hits, you saw how much it chunked down the morph. 70 seconds.
I mean, can they hold with the...
Yeah, he's looking to cut waves. I'm watching him already in the mid lane.
He's doing his best here, Gabby, to keep this game going.
Look at Squad X. He's like, I want to escort the wave. Can't quite get the connection onto Gabby though.
Gabby was able to jump out in time. I guess he boy did have that
Shield
protection.
rune,
The shield runes
yeah.
would have been there regardless.
I think that's actually what allowed him to blink there.
He's back to base. 15 seconds until the echo stands back up again for Gabby. Buyback will come out, of course, from Kataomi, but they've still got a hold for the 45 without Watson.
Can Kataomi get a good angle with a kick? She geared up.
Kiritych.
Oh, he was thinking about
The
it.
big catch. Squadix
Force
going to go in for
initiation.
dive. Rolling Thunder straight in under the tier 4, gets the information for them as they go straight over towards Gabby and Kataomi. The fortification comes out from Entity.
Kiritych is just hitting buildings. This is space.
He's going to get caught pretty deep at the end of this Rolling Thunder. They've got the punch up into the cannon. They take him down. This time, Squadix overextending his hand a bit. He'll say spaces. It's space for the melee racks to be taken out. Still quite the death. 100 seconds now, no Pangolier. Watson's going to be back up in 5. This might be a bit of space for Entity to do something themselves now. No Pangolier to worry about. And this hero, as you said, has been quite the nuisance for Entity.
And the big thing is, too, is the Roshan. It's potentially going to be coming up soon. It's, you know, they don't know the timer, but it could be up in any moment here, so they're going to go check it out. And Gabby, I believe he did get the last hit right, too. So big chunk of gold for him. Potential refresher. You know, these big wombo combos, this big Echo Slam, still has the chance.
I mean, and with some of these plays towards the later stage of it, Gabby definitely starting to show the impact that he can have.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get these, like, you know, a kickback on tier 4, these fissures to kind of trap people at position and stuff could be huge. Fishman
trying to clean up some waves on the bottom lane. Didn't expect VP to still be here. He gets jumped. Gabby,
careful.
Be careful. VP, they'll get back onto the tier 3 mid. Buyback will come out.
I mean, they're just straight forcing it even without the Pango.
Cats coming. In here onto FNG.
Lincoln.
Fishers, you got any way out of this FNG? Another Fisher to come into play. He's able to get the charge, but he's been slowed down by the ice wall. Doesn't matter.
He's out of there.
FNG's away.
No one had it. I mean, they have nothing to break the Lincolns for the kick, so ends up getting blocked. Nice attempt there from Kataomi.
Roshan up.
Roshan's back up, and I saw the item queued up from Kiritych. I mean, he's got a lot of gold. I don't know if he needs to go for it. He's got the rapier queued, but that's quite a bit that he can get before
I mean, we'd love to see it, but as you say, I don't think that's a risk he needs to take. But I hope he does.
I mean, cool. Come on, do it. I mean, but it would be cool anyway.
This smoke from Entity could be huge. If they can get away with a kill, come out on top of this fight, they could enter into the rush and really start to begin a bit of a comeback.
Doom is 25, Owen. He's back. AoE is online.
And they look pretty prepared for this VP. Kiritych holding the high ground.
FNG doing this pretty much the exact same thing that he did last time. Playing on the most southern part. Breaking the... break the Lincoln's there. Yep. They had trap vision for a second.
And Kiritych is just going to start on the Roshan.
Just solo it. And they're going to have creeps also that start pushing into bottom.
They know they're going for it. Already over in the lane. They've got the opening onto FNG. They'll drop down the meatballs. VP's heading over to try and help out. And FNG's going to be forced back to the safety of his own squad. Over to the side of the Fisher that will help him out. Keeps blocked off it. Entity, they could still find the chance to jump.
It's a Rolling Thunder, but it's a 25 Rolling Thunder, so it's only 40 seconds downtime.
Still scouting out things again here. Sun strikes.
Gabby.
I mean, Watson is going to try and lead in over towards the Doom. Because his pop, Watson waveforms away immediately.
He's got to be so careful.
Kiritych. Get back in onto hitting the Roshan. Smoke up from the rest of VP. They'll try and set up in defensive position around the pit, ready for any sort of jump from Entity.
Rolling Thunder's back up in 15 seconds.
Quickly, if they want to try and put a stop to it, Gabby. Looking for the opening, looking for the setup, but the Roshan's already been taken. Now they've got to really consider if they want to continue this attempt or just get out of here. An Entity, they'll opt for the latter. They'll bail out of this one. They weren't able to make the move in time. Roshan, it's secured, and VP, they'll be coming to the push soon.
We'll grab the Aghanims. Didn't quite see, was it...
Where they go next. This is, in terms of gold for Entity, one of those situations where you saving the money, you spending up. Gabby.
I think Gabby has to spend. I think Gabby should spend. Yeah, I mean, he needs to land a massive Echo Slam still, it feels like. But they still have these great opportunities, these kickbacks and these traps and stuff like that, but still complicated. This Doom 25 does change quite a bit of things. He also has a refresher himself, too. This mute. Watson's able to make magic happen.
They were able to hold before. Now the lead the VP has is quite that bit more. That last Roshan being taken.
They're looking to enter. Kataomi. Got a kickback.
Can he get a kickback? It's not a bad one as well over towards sayuw, but Squadix is going to be able to cover him. Jumps in with the Rolling Thunder.
Every time.
This is popped on sayuw. sayuw is perfectly fine.
Tobi
moves in and destroys Kataomi. That's the top count of the game for 100.
Oh, and he's really important, honestly, for this high ground right now. They can't even kill this this Pugna. I mean, Squadix, it's every single time. No hesitation how he follows up to help out his buddies if they get kicked or get mispositioned.
Gabby is looking for the wraparound. He spends up, he goes all in. He has the refresher orb.
Could he get a big one?
Gabby.
They're covering themselves. They're pretty split up on VP.
They're aware that this Shaker's going to be on the hunt for them. Kiritych. He's just stepping up, beating into the barracks. Entity. Can they push him back? Gabby once again. Trying to look for the wraparound.
Oh, they're stacked up.
And he get the jump. I mean, it's looking pretty tempting. It's looking pretty juicy.
Oh my god, he's trying to find the angle.
It's hard to get close though, notice. It's got the GMs in with Shadowblade on Gabby. It's not easy for him to find the surprise move that he hopes for.
And the racks, it's already
It's
dropped.
dropping. And moving up towards the top, Stormstormer. Leading with the Tornado.
And here goes Squad X as soon as he sees a spell used.
Straight in over towards the Invoker. Stormstormer's been caught by the opening stun. Tries to lead with the
Deleted.
the ultimate there for FNG. Completely obliterates Stormstormer. He'll buy back. Fisher from Gabby here to catch on towards FNG, but FNG still able to have the freedom play. Zet VP, they'll poke out a one buyback response from Entity.
It's literally like like Entity's trying to do like a poke play, and then it's just, oh, a Pango just rolls in and stops any type of poke that they're trying to do.
It's just so much for them
So
to have
quick.
to deal with.
Last racks, last tower, creeps pushing in. 8 seconds on Kataomi.
And they'll hold back. I
Back up for
respect
a
the fact that the Tusk is coming back into play. They know they don't need to rush it. And they don't need to take any risks here. VP with the hold that they have.
Got their Midases back up as well too, right? So, gonna use those. 8 seconds on Rolling Thunder.
Under the 2 minutes left on the Aegis. So, still having quite the backup, the safety net to go for these high ground pushes, try and look for the Mega Creep, try and look to close this game up.
I mean, they have potential also of getting, I mean, a DD, of course, up in the top here for Kiritych, but also if he even gets picked off, I mean, look at the gold. He's sitting on 12K, so he can buy pretty much anything. Buyback, bots 2, whatever, jump in, buy a full another item too.
VP.
Tense moments.
See if they can enter into the base on this bottom lane. But then Entity might not have as well covered with wards.
All they need is 1 second here. I mean, this TA will evaporate most heroes. FNG.
Trying to get some sort of response out of them. Kiritych will reveal himself here with a jump forward. Tries to clear out the illusion. Squad X. He's looking up the back lines. They'll go for Fishman. Getting onto the jet with the Rolling Thunder. They take Fishman out. No buyback for him.
Gabby continues to try to find an opportunity.
5
level
versus 4
30.
now. Kataomi, can he find any sort of kickback? Gabby once again setting up from outside of the base, trying to catch VP from some sort of angle that they won't quite expect.
They're just playing it so perfectly the way that they're split up in the fight. Kataomi.
Try for the kickback, but Lincoln's fit there.
Notice he's going in again with the Doom.
He's in with the BKB area, zooms over towards Watson, but the Fisher from Gabby will block off his attempt. VP trying to turn over towards Gabby's angle, but Gabby's out with the blink back to the high ground.
So quick, the second Gabby shows on the Fisher, 3 heroes go for him.
They're holding.
They did hold. I mean, that was the refresher Doom. 2 of them used. He's got his Midases back up as well too, so they'll back up for a second, at least use the 2 charges on them. 44,000 gold lead.
Crazy numbers here.
Oh, both back to back, right? We just had a last game when it was like 60,000 net worth lead or something.
And we're still yet to see any of that money spent up by Kiritych.
No.
He just doesn't need to.
Nope.
He doesn't need to spend it. 14,000 gold in the bank right now for the CA. And they'll go for
Cube a refresher.
the
Why
more
not?
sensible
Yeah,
pickup.
sure,
just
why
to
not?
Pick up that 7 fighting refresher.
Yep. Nope, now he's switching into the Aghanims. I mean, you can probably buy both, so whatever. Why not?
Got a lot of money to play with. 15 seconds, they'll have Fish back up for the defense.
I mean, Entity is literally just stuck in the base for what feels like 15, 20 minutes now.
I mean, for VP, are they just going to sit back and wait for the next Roche?
It's probably the safest thing, but that could get them caught off. But I mean, they've got buyback, so they can just bring the numbers in any type of situation if anyone does get caught split. And it's tough for Entity to go because all the lanes are shoved in constantly. There's just a 5-position Spirit Breaker shoving in every wave. Casual 5-position Spirit Breaker level 26 with 26,000 net worth, but 5-position Spirit Breaker.
I think Roshan probably seems to be the game plan here for VP.
I mean, Kiritych does have Rapier. I mean, he's got to queue back up. He really wants to do it.
He wants to buy
He
it.
really wants.
Doesn't need to. He probably shouldn't, but he wants to. At the least, you know, just at least get it in his inventory for the final scoreboard.
How is this a 5 position? Like, look at his items.
Quite a lot for
Quite a
to
bit.
have to deal with. How much fun comes across the board for VP?
The layers just feel like it's getting even more and more for them to. Like, there's Wind Waker saves and everything now too. Even if they do get an opportunity when they catch somebody, multiple Lincolns, of course. Final racks. They'll be threatened. Everything, I believe, back at the ready. Yeah. Refresher, Doom back at the ready. Squad X.
He's in. He's in. Immediately, Watson has to back off with Waveform.
Here comes Notice. Hello.
They'll settle for Kataomi, but they turn over towards with the AoE Doom. They're trying to push back Notice. In fact, Notice will respect that and back off here with the remainder of his BKB and the AoE Doom. Jump forward, Kataomi.
Cataclysm.
Cataclysm's coming in. The bring Kiritych down low, but the BKB is off. A bit of a heal coming in for Sayuw, but the Ice Shards will trap him in. He'll turn to the side, he's out with the blink. They'll manage to get Kiritych out.
He's under the Doom.
He's gone in deep, and he's been caught. Notice gets him with the second round of the AoE Doom. And the kickback's there, but it's sort of set up Notice on top of the two of them. He's got top of Kataomi. They're throwing in all the buybacks here, Entity, to try and hold. But the barracks have been taken. They will kill off Notice, but the damage has been done. The Mega Creeps are out. Entity, they need more from this. They'll get the kickback over towards FNG. He'll try and charge out, but do trip him up with a further stun.
Okay. Some couple kills, but the damage is done. The Megas
really
are there.
is. Buybacks are used, costing the buyback on Watson and Fishman.
Yeah.
The game still goes on, but VP will very much still be the side with the smiles on their face.
I mean, time and time again, these saves, right? Kiritych, he's up far. sayuw gives his life. 4-staff Glimmer bails his body out. I think he gets cheese off in between all of it to heal up to, and he will survive. Saving Private Kiritych, it seems like this entire time here from this Pugna. So far, yeah, been able to do it over and over and over again. Roche, it's a long spawn.
Okay. I mean, Entity, they're trying to get some. They're in a state where it's 5 of them against the 3 of VP. They're running down the mid lane.
It would be a blessing if that Roche had spawned and they were able to somehow kind of scout it, but impossible for them to even get up there. VP is actually controlling that area.
How much
anyway.
can they get out of this? Can they force out a buyback from the Doom at the least, or
I'd imagine
VP be able to hold with the 3 of them?
They probably can keep going. They might have to buy back, but this is the best one. Entity has to force this.
They've got to try something.
Have to try.
They haven't had many windows of opportunity this game. This is a little tiny bit of one.
Squad X,
He's ready with the defense. It's kind of caught there onto the side, but doesn't matter. The initial jump in, that's enough to scare Entity off. As VP will not need to extend any of their buybacks.
Yeah, they actually are able to hold in top wave and mid, or top wave and bottom, starting to come in, so they have to back up and address it. Very small game, but at least something there, Entity. Heavy. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Does not want to reveal himself. Kiritych as close as he was.
Roche, 1 minute. Average back up on the side of VP. This constant mega pressure now, too. This is where
He's done it.
Okay, he wants it.
He
okay,
wants
why
it.
not?
I mean, he wants to live on the edge. I mean, it feels unnecessary, but I said we love it. We love the rapier being picked up by Kiritych.
All right.
Of course,
we'll kill people very, very fast,
and
of course.
we'll be likely to end up with the potential of having his Aegis in his hands.
True.
With the way that the game's being held by VP and the fact that Roshan will be back up in 30 seconds.
And honestly, he's getting close to the points where he can actually buy, you know, another one, even too. So
That's
even
true.
if he does die, he can buy back and have that backup as well, too, if you'd like it. But a risk being taken here. Rush. See how fast this one dies.
They're happy to hover around and wait for this one.
Cataclysm to scout. They're going to know they're all positioned up here. 1 minute until those tier 5s. Circles being drawn. They know exactly where all of Entity is.
Of course, one of the pluses, you know, if you're trying to look for silver linings when the Mega Creeps are out against you, means that there's going to be more opportunities where Gabby might be able to find bigger slams, right? There's going to be more units coming in on the base. Can work in favor of the Shaker. You know, if something to look towards if you're Gabby right now.
It's all about the silver linings here. Roche. Farewell.
There you go. Now with the fullback of the Aegis, he's going to be good to go with his rapier.
And
60 minute around the corner.
Midas coming out, of course, to get those tier 5s. Watson's got his.
That's going to be the big thing for Entity. If they could try and get as many of these tier 5s before they're going to have to form together what could be their final defense.
And Watson also committed the gold for the nullifier, right? So we're seeing a lot of this annoyance that he's dealing with the saves that are coming out from the Pugna and stuff. He really wants to just stop that and be able to focus fire a target.
Let's see what he got in his
What
tier
did he
5.
get? Does he get an Apex?
What's the? You think that's what sort of top of the list as you'd hope for as Morphling?
I mean, honestly, maybe. I mean, the Machina is pretty good because of how many items he has.
Yep.
But see what he does get.
Going into consideration, talking about the Ex Machinas, being picked up by Kiritych.
Really good for him. And Watson's still holding
Actually,
on.
a lot of deliberation from him.
We're holding on to 3 of them. All right, so it's Pirate Hat for Stormstormer.
Sayuw Stone for FNG.
Book of Shadows for Kataomi. Okay, they've got one of those. I mean, Aaron goes
They're going in. They're going in, looking for Stormstormer. Stormstormer's able to put the BKB.
Okay, Watson did choose Pirate Hat, so
The
all in
are
on
falling,
damage.
though. The squad
Onyx, he's in.
with the connection over towards Fishman. Kataomi is able to get the kickback over towards the fountain. Doesn't quite get squared into it, though. The tier 4. The second one to fall here is Kiritych. He's looking to
He's
close
just
up
looking to
again.
end it.
The Ancient's exposed. Notice is over with the AoE Doom over towards Watson. And Kiritych is BK bitten. He's looking to end this game and get this game 1 done with. Squadix goes over the rolling thunder over towards Fishman. They have a fortification, but Watson's out. No buyback on him. As VP, they should be surely able to close this one. Finally up here at 61. The Mega Creeps are on the edge. Game over. GG is called. Virtus Pro will take this game 1.
Pretty convincingly, honestly. They controlled the map for what feels like 40 minutes. They made Entity truly suffer. This was a really nice gameplay. Honestly, I have to give so much credit to Squadix in particular on the Pango. I feel like